everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Quest Show. What is today? Today is Thursday. Look at I'm on my regular day again. Don't know why, don't know how I got here, but I am here. This show is going to be pre-recorded because I'm testing something out. I'm going to try to see if I can do this in like 15 minutes because if I go live, I feel like the lives are like 1 hour or over an hour. And who has 1 hour to spare? So I'm going to try to keep this at like 15 minutes, maybe a little more because of the videos, but we'll see. We'll try to work through it. We're going to keep it very simple. Let's just talk about Trump's slush fund, right? Let's just dive into the big thing. Let's not just hold it to the end. Let's just go right into it and talk about what he's got going on with this slush fund. So, if you haven't heard, and I'm pretty sure that you have heard by now that Donald Trump wants. Well, let's back it up. Donald Trump sued the IRS. IRS meaning himself, because he is the IRS technically, because he is the government. The IRS is the government. So Donald Trump sued as the sitting president. He's sitting president right now. He sued the IRS because he said that his taxes were leaked. So he's suing the IRS. So mind you, the person who leaked his taxes some odd years ago is in jail. Also, the interesting thing is it's like someone leaked his taxes, which were supposed to be public anyway when he ran for office. But remember, he kept saying they were under audit. So whatever the case is, someone leaked them and they're in jail, gets to court. And then the judge is like, what the fuck is this shit? Probably in his head, like, whoa, how is he suing himself? Like, he is the IRS. I'm gonna open, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Because we all knew what the result of him suing the IRS, also known as the government, it was never gonna go to court, right? Because anyway, the judge was questioning if it was a real lawsuit because he was suing himself. So, guess what happened? Of course, you can guess what happened. He's like, just kidding. We're settling. We, as in I, am settling with myself. And myself and me, us, we came up with a figure. I think it's like $1.8 billion. But I'm such a nice guy. I am not going to take the money for myself. What I am going to do with the money is I am going to put it in a fund and I'm going to give it to anyone who thinks they have been wronged by the Biden government. So the questions come in. So what do you mean? Like the January 6th guys? Because those are the ones that you have notoriously been saying have been wrong by Biden, right? So just 1 second, back up real quick. Biden had nothing to do with the J6ers going to jail, right? Because how did Biden do that? Did he kind of like rig all of the courts and all of the jury? Did he make them all the ones that did plead guilty? Like he did all of that? Because last I knew, when these investigations started going on, Trump was still the president. Even if when Biden gets elected, it's not like Trump stops in November being the president. He was still the president until 2 months later? So that was actually his Justice Department who was rounding these guys up and starting these investigations. Stop playing. I'm going to need y'all to think a little more before, just running around following someone who's taken a cognitive test like 3 times. So that's what he wants to do with that money. His personal attorney, who is also the acting AG, Todd Blanche, was at Capitol Hill being asked questions about this slush fund, right? And he could not say definitively that the men and women who beat the Capitol Police would not qualify. He wouldn't even say that. Number one, Trump shouldn't even be able to do what he's doing, right? That's some type of loophole in the law, and Congress is being kind of iffy and funny right now. But like the IRS money, I forgot to say, is also taxpayer money, which is our money. So he wants to use our money to give to the people who beat up the Capitol Police and shit on the Capitol floor. Those guys, those animals can apply. Or anyone who says like George Santos, right, who pled guilty to wire fraud and whatever. You remember George Santos, the Republican? He said that he wants to apply because he feels like he has been wronged as well. So you're going to get all of these people, these criminals who have pled guilty, who Trump also pardoned, trying to get some money. And the interesting thing is, they already knew that Trump was going to do this. How do we know? Because one of the people, the rioters, the insurrectionists, one of the J6ers that's in jail for pedophilia, told the victim that if you just stay silent, I'm going to have a windfall and then I will pay you when I get paid. How did he know that? How did he know that he was going to get money from Trump, right? Because Trump is trying to pay these people, not pay them because he loves them, not pay them because he likes them, pay them because 2028 is coming up, maybe even the midterms, right? He's going to need their services again. So give them a little something. He understands this part, right? You got to give them a little something to keep them on the hook. So he's going to give them a little something to keep them on the hook. So let's take a look at who he wants to give some money to. Let's just take a look. He's looking like a nice punch. So they didn't want to give the Capitol Police that protected them medals, but do want to give them millions of dollars, our money, our taxpayer money. We can't fund SNAP, right? Can't feed the hungry, but we can give millions of dollars to those animals. Cancer research is a no, but millions of dollars to these people, that's okay. And you better believe that Trump is also going to put money aside for himself because that is what he does. And did I mention that in this settlement agreement, not only is it going to make a slush fund for people like that, also it says that the IRS can basically never, ever, 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 ever investigate Donald Trump or audit his taxes or his family or his family's family. Like they can just not pay taxes for the rest of their lives. And in this settlement, it says the IRS can't do a damn thing about it. Check that out. Just think about it. He can just do whatever he wants. I mean, the interesting thing right now is that Republicans in Congress are kind of like, I don't like this. Like they kind of don't like this. So that some of them are trying to stop it. They've taken a break for 2 weeks because they always take breaks because they just They just take breaks. But Mike Johnson says that they deserve more money than the $174,000 that they're getting a year, but all they do is take breaks. But so they're taking breaks. So when they come back, they're gonna have to figure this out. So that happened. Let's hear some other people talk about it, because MAGA, they are trying to defend him doing this. They are try as they might. They're trying to defend it. So let's listen.
You're outraged about $1 billion. I was also outraged about
Biden's not president.
$400 billion.
Biden's not president anymore. Justify this. Let's stay on topic. Justify this. You're okay with this? You think this is an honorable use of taxpayer dollars?
So look, I think
yes or
I
no.
think the law.
Yes or no.
I don't answer to you.
Oh, no, you can answer to the American people. Go ahead. I'm asking you a simple question. And millions of people watching right now, answer to them.
Answer.
What is?
You think this is honorable?
I do not.
Thank you very much.
So the law.
You can't say yes or no. It's crazy.
Lydia, answer the question.
Wow.
What do you?
Let's not act like it's not about January 6th. Trump said it today. He's been claiming that the January 6th insurrectionists, who he pardoned on day one, which is also a disgrace.
All of them.
That all of them. That's
1,600.
right. The ones
Not case by case.
That's correct.
All of them.
And that he said it was about them. They were treated so poorly and all of that. Good luck, Republicans, trying to justify that when you have the families of hundreds of officers and officers like Harry Dunn and Gunnell and Fanone and Daniel Hodges, who have stood up and lost their careers to stand up to say what they went through that day and what the American people saw, and they're trying to rewrite history. This is an affront to every law enforcement officer who put themselves between those traitorous bastards on that day and our democracy to protect it, that Donald Trump and the people who support him and the Todd Blanchers of the world would actually try to say this is some kind of patriotic thing using a number like 1776 to give reparations or retribution to repay those people for those bad acts.
So that's exactly what it was.
It is outrageous. We all should be furious. So when Donald Trump, let's just move on, when he's not thinking about, paying off these felons and criminals and people who shit on the Capitol floor, he is thinking about, his ballroom. Let's check him out, see what's going on with the ballroom.
Under budget. It's going up. So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. Oh. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule.
He's on budget and under budget both at the same time and on schedule.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size.
No.
You are not a smart person.
How do you have that amount of orange makeup on your face, a comb over that starts from the back of your neck, and you're insulting someone? Just inquiring minds want to know this. Like, where do you get off? Where? So, right. So when he's not talking about funding felons, he's talking about his ballroom, right? Because it's all about him and what he wants. And not only is he talking about actually, let's back up, because let's find out who that was that he was insulting. So let's back up a little bit and put that on stage before I go too far. Hold on. I think that this is the video.
Praying out of the same Bible I'm praying out.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh no, maybe I don't have it, guys. Oh no. I took it down, maybe.
The one is you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is
okay. I think that this is it. Hold on, guys. Here we go.
And I refuse to sit by and allow it without calling it out. Here, you don't believe me? Take a look at the abuse.
So I asked the president, why focus on all of these projects now amid the backdrop with the war with Iran and as gas prices continue to soar across the country?
Such a stupid question you asked. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial. The one is you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's
abuse, plain, flat, and simple. Yeah. The president of these United States stood at the Lincoln Memorial and attacked Miss Rachel Scott, a senior ABC News correspondent, a black woman, once again, here we go, asking one fair question and call her a horror show. A disgrace to the country is what he said. Said her question was stupid. Said that she understands dirt better than he can.
Yep.
Her question, guess what her question was? Why redecorate a reflecting pool while gas is $4.52 a gallon and we're at war with Iran? That question broke him. He lost composure. Yep. Now, I'm going to put your ass in the podium seat, Mr. President. Sir, you are a disgrace, sir. You sit at 34% approval, the lowest of any president in modern history. Your ass.
Right now.
You have gas up 53% since this Iran war kicked off. You are a convicted felon. You lit the terrifiers and you pour $2 million into a pond while working families got to figure out pick which bill they got to pay. Follow the damn pattern, y'all. These black journalists like Miss Abby Phillip, says she asked stupid questions. April Ryan, call her a loser. I think the other one, Yamiche Ascendor, call her racist and nasty, second rate. And now all of a sudden we got Rachel Scott. Every single one, a black woman doing her job. And this damn president abusing. Now,
he abuses them and no other journalist says anything. They're just like, Mr. President, trying to get the next question. Well, he abuses their colleagues. That's insane to me. But I'm not going to play all of it because I'm trying to stay within a certain time, which I'm over the 15 minutes that I was hoping to be at. So that's that, the ballroom. But so did I mention, let's skip back a minute. He said the ballroom was going to come from donations. That's what he said. He had donations all lined up. People are begging to donate, right? Now he wants taxpayers to pay for it because it's about his security. And not just his, because he's going to be gone. These are his words. It's for the future presidents. They can use it for their security, but we have to pay for it. Again, just like the brother said, gas is $4.60. He's got tariffs everywhere. So like inflation is up. The war in Iran. I mean, and he's very concerned about this ballroom. And not only is he concerned about the ballroom, now he has started tearing up the reflecting pool. That's next is the reflecting pool that he's probably going to start on his arches because he's doing everything but focusing on what he promised your MAGA voters, right? People who didn't vote for him already knew that he doesn't care about your kitchen table issues. We knew that already, but you MAGA voters who thought like it's the economy, stupid. He ain't even focused on nobody's economy. Let's listen to his next thing that he is focused on. Here we go.
Unbelievable at doing swimming pools. And you know, Doug, I have a guy who's unbelievable at doing swimming pools. And he said, what we're going to do is I'm going to call all three of these people.
He's talking about the reflecting pool and how he knows a guy who can paint it blue. And the guy is his actual pool guy because I guess he thinks the reflecting pool, people swim in it. But I don't know, pool guys paint as well? Don't let me tell you.
People that have worked for me in the past doing swimming pools, that's all they can do is a swimming pool. So I called people that do swimming pools and I said, go take a look at it. I said, do me a favor, fellas. Go take a look at the reflecting pool. I said, give me a good price. It will cost about $1.5 million. We're going to be able to do it for about $1.8 million, $1.8 million. I said, how much will it cost? I think we can do it for about $1.9 million. We can do it for maybe $1.5 million to $2 million. We did it for a couple of $1 million.
Couple million.
Keep that number in your mind, everyone. So Trump decided to hire his swimming pool guy to renovate the 2,000-foot DC reflecting pool, which is very much not a pool for swimming in, ignoring all the rules designed to stop presidents from handing out big contracts to their buddies of any kind, giving it to him without making him bid for it. Now, the White House claims it's because they need this renovation done urgently for July 4th. Okay. But don't worry, because Trump says his pool guy gave him a great price.
Yeah.
Trump said they could get it done for anywhere from $1.5 to $2 million, depending on what day you asked him, of course. Well, here's the most predictable thing ever, because here's the headline in the New York Times this week. Reflecting pool repairs to cost $13.1 million. 7 times as much as Trump promised. It's one kind of art of the deal of negotiating, isn't it?
13 million. You go from 1 million to 13 million. Yeah, you know why? Because it's like, hey, I give you 1 million, you give me the 12 million, right? This was a no bid contract. One, nobody told him to do that to the reflecting pool. He just decided to do it himself. He said it was $1 million and now it's $13 million. Guess who's paying for that? Taxpayer money. Guess who's fucking up the pool right now? His pool guy. Guess who's acting like he doesn't even know the guy who's working on the reflecting pool because it's being fucked up. He's like, I don't know the guy. I don't know him. Somebody else referred him. Where did he come from? It's not my guy. That's what's happening right now. Again, meanwhile, people are suffering.
Situation. Well, that's Donald Trump just saying that he doesn't care about the American people's financial situation.
Donald Trump doesn't care. He actually said it, guys. He said he didn't care. He didn't think about it.
Well, that's apparent based on his policies. He's certainly not focused on the everyday costs of struggling working families who can't afford gas, can't afford child care, can't afford health care. And, you know, I guess a broke clock is right twice a day. It's good to see Donald Trump telling the truth about something.
What was it like having AOC in Georgia this weekend?
It was good to have her there. You know, I've had a number of my colleagues to drop by on Sunday morning.
Very cool.
And so I'm always happy to have her.
But you know who thinks that we're doing so well? Well, actually, you know what? I am proud to hear this person talk about Trump's bullshit, because this person, Charlemagne the God, I feel like he was on the fence too much when Hillary Clinton ran. I feel like he was on the fence too much when Kamala ran. So I'm glad to hear him more definitive in the views and definitively calling out Donald Trump instead of this like dance around, you know, about the candidates. Like, no, Donald Trump is trash.
It's not. Okay, not for you anyway. Everyone's sitting around waiting for this golden age to happen. It's not. Okay, not for you anyway. For him and his family, his allies, oh, they getting fat while you starve. Okay, and that's why our taxpayer dollars going to this weaponization fund to compensate his allies should piss you off. Okay, you should be outraged. You should actually be in the street protesting against this. Okay, not only is it corrupt, it is a blatant slap in the face to the economic hardships you folks are facing. Okay, Trump told you he don't care what you're going through financially. All right, he's not even acting like he sees what you're going through. All right, he's not even detached from people's economic struggles. He just doesn't care. Right? He's pushing for financial windfalls for his allies, his family, not you.
Facts. Last video. And this is going to be proof positive that they don't care and that they are out of touch.
Credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said,
this is Hassett, I think this guy's name, the economic guy. I think that's who this is, because it's not Bessent. So this has got to be Hassett. Not clear what his job is. I do want to say he's the economic guy. So let's listen to him.
in fact, I had the head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof. They're spending more on gasoline, but they're spending more on everything else, too. And so in terms of the jobs picture for the rest of the year, you know, it's really hard to see having the unemployment rate go up, for example. It's probably going to drop a little bit, but it's already very close to full employment. But I think In fact, I had the head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof.
I just want to play that again before I shut down the show. This is what they're thinking. Because again, this administration, you know how Republicans called Biden elite, Obama elite, Democrats elite. No, these guys are the elites. These guys are just out of touch. They've gone to Ivy League schools. They've got the best educations in the private schools. These are the elite. Tallarico said the Epstein elite, the Epstein class, exactly who they are. He's got this smug smile on his face while he celebrates Americans going into credit card debt. Because that's what that is. Because if Americans, including myself, find themselves dusting off old credit cards that had zero balances to now make purchases, that means that the economy, there's a lot of inflation. Wealthy people are doing well. They're doing well. Trump is taking care of them. They got tax cuts, never-ending tax cuts, right? They're making billions. Trump is trading stock like crazy. 3,700 trades in 90 days he has made. He's like a day trader part-time. And every time he's buying some stock, like in Dell, he goes to the company and he'll shout out Dell, right? Go buy yourself a Dell, because he just purchased some stock in it. That's what he's been doing, manipulating the market, telling his friends, yep, about to bomb Iran, you know what to do. Buy some stock in this defense company, which his sons are on the board, right? Just making money hand over fist, while Americans, to make ends meet, are using credit cards, which is not a good thing ever, because there's no cash on hand. So Americans are trying to figure out if they should put gas on credit cards or groceries. Both things are horrible things to put on credit cards because of the interest rates. So it's like you're filling your tank for $50, $60 and you're using your charge card. It's going to end up costing you almost $70 just for gas? It's insanity. And forget about the big ticket items, right? So it's not a good thing, although he had that stupid grin on his face. But again, that's how out of touch this administration is when you're celebrating people going into credit card debt. So that's where we are. Just wanted to come on here real quick. 29 minutes. I'm going to break this down and hopefully I can get it to 20 minutes and we'll be all good. So everyone have a great weekend and we'll see how this goes, the pre-recorded shows, and maybe we'll do it again sometime. Have a good holiday. Have a good Memorial Day. Bye.